Hey y'all, it's Asia here, and I am back with the last part 3 of how to brand your boutique. And today we are going to be specifically talking about brand messaging. Before we get into it, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. I have noticed that only about 22% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to me, and you watch multiple of my videos. So I'm on my Jackie Ina today. What are you doing, sis? Go ahead and subscribe. It's for free. And I definitely always provide videos that have a ton of information in them that I'm sure you will find helpful if you are trying to launch and run your own online boutique. So let's get on into it. All right. So let me go back. So brand messaging, like what is brand messaging? Brand messaging is kind of that. It's like what message are you going to be portraying to your target audience? Like, what do you stand for? What are you about? When you define what the message of your brand is, it's easier for people to get behind your movement. And that's where a lot of people have a hard time getting traction in their business because they're not attracting the right type of people. And people are not clear what exactly they do, what they stand for, what they're about. Like, they don't know if they can get jiggy with it, so they don't gravitate towards you because they're not clear about what you're about. So we're going to get into that today. All right, so you want to figure out what your niche is or your area of expertise. So let me break this down. So let's say we talk about women's clothing. All right, that's a general category. Like, I sell women's clothing, but within women's clothing, you can sell petite women's clothing, plus size women's clothing, maternity women's clothing, tall women's clothing. You feel what I'm saying? So that's a niche. All those things are niches within the women's clothing category. Now you can niche down even further. So let's pick plus size, right? So now we know we have plus size women's clothing, but within plus size women's clothing, we have casual wear, business attire, semi-casual business attire. Okay, we have semi-formal, formal, party wear, lingerie, sleepwear, and active wear. There's so many different categories, right, within plus size women's clothing. So you could decide that I'm going to focus specifically on plus size activewear, meaning you're going to provide things like leggings for working out, yoga pants, maybe bra, like a sports bra and bottom set, joggers, things like that, socks, all of the things that you would wear if you're going to be active. Let's say you're going to the gym, hoodies, things like that. Active wear. So you're going to focus specifically on active wear for plus size women. Well, now you've niched down, because if a plus size woman, let's say, were searching on Google, or they were even searching on IG, like a hashtag like plus size active wear, plus size workout gear, or something like that, then you have a better chance of showing up because that's what you do specifically. Right? And so when you niche down, it gives you the opportunity to become an expert in a particular area, or you become like the industry leader or the go-to person in a specific industry because you're so specific about who you cater to. Okay, so you definitely want to niche down. It's super important. It makes it easier for you to market to people. You wind up spending less money on marketing because you're so laser focused on who you are marketing to. If I'm doing plus size activewear, I know I'm focusing on plus size women. I know that if I look at plus sizes, the majority of plus size women are in the South because there's a lot of heavier people in the South, right? So maybe I focus a lot of my marketing dollars on plus size women in the South, maybe plus size women who follow stores like Lane Bryant and Torrid and Avenue, and maybe Fit and Fab or something like that. Or, you start to zero in on what their interests are. And maybe they also have an interest in fitness. and maybe they have an interest in weight loss, right? And so when I start to do my marketing, because I'm so specific in my niche, I can be very pointed and very targeted on where I'm spending my marketing dollars at. Versus if I just have this wide open niche, now it's just like trying to, find a needle in a haystack. You're not really pinpointing where you're gonna have Facebook or Instagram focus on your customer. They don't know exactly where to look, so they're just going to show your ad to all these people, and then that's when you wind up getting comments on your ad that people don't get it, right? Because you're showing it to people that it wasn't intended for in the first place. So you definitely want to be clear on your niche. Okay, so your core values. This is huge as well. So it's like, what do you stand for? Like, why are you doing what you're doing? Right? If I use the example of the plus size activewear again, it could be like, I want to offer plus size women like attractive activewear, and I want it to be dedicated specifically to plus size women in our various body types and what we might experience being plus size. Like if you are wearing like some active leggings, a lot of us experience where it rolls down, right? Like they roll down, they don't stay in place. So maybe you offer extra support and it's extra fitted and it hugs the waist, right? Because I know that's the issue. Okay. Maybe you have plus size, like there might be extra paneling on the thigh area, right? Because we know a lot of plus size when we have thick thighs and our thighs rub together. And so that be the first part of our garments to go. So maybe it's reinforced at the thigh. Whatever it is, your core values, like what do you stand for? If you have a cosmetic line, right, and you use only organic and vegan products that you don't do any animal testing, then that's your values. You value the planet. Let's say all your packaging is biodegradable. So you are conscious about the planet. You don't want to have a negative impact on our planet. You are cruelty free. You're vegan and you're organic. So you care about health. You care about animals, right? So you would appeal to the people who have the same values as you. So people who care about the planet, people who care about animals, people who are like, they're with PETA and all of that, they could align with your brand if you were checking all those boxes for them. Like, oh my God, I love this brand. They're amazing. Everything they do is organic, is vegan, is cruelty free, and their packaging is biodegradable. They don't have to feel guilty about buying your product. So those are the values that you hold, right? You value the environment, you value animals, you value those things. And when you can convey what your core values are, it's going to be so much easier for you to attract the people who align with the same things that you align with. Let's say next is your mission statement. Your mission statement is simply why you do what you do. Why you do what you do. So with the example of a cosmetics company, it could be like, our mission is to provide cosmetics that do no harm, right? Because we believe that you can be beautiful while doing no harm to the environment or to animals or to yourself, right? So we believe that beauty does not have to be painful or it doesn't have to be painful to you, and it doesn't have to be painful to the environment or animals. That's our mission. Our mission is to provide beauty without causing harm. That could be the mission statement. You get what I'm saying? So when you have a clear mission, right, it's easier for people to get behind you. When I started Lovelish Plus Size Boutique, my mission was simple: to provide trendy, affordable, plus size clothing for women between the ages of 18 and 30. And it was so that they could feel confident, so that they can feel beautiful, and they can feel like current and not be wearing clothes that look like it's made for a more mature woman, right? Because who wants to be 20 years old going to a club, but you're wearing an outfit that, you know, a much more mature woman, maybe in her 50s, is wearing, and you don't feel attractive because you have this boxy thing on and it doesn't fit your curves, it doesn't fit your body, it doesn't represent who you are, right? So that was my mission. So you need to find out your mission, because again, it's going to help people align with you. And if they can align with your mission statement, then they can get behind your movement. Okay? So that's your mission statement. Next is your ideal customer. So this, oh my gosh, this is huge. So spend time behind this. You might even want to write this down. Your ideal customer or your target audience. I know people throw this around. So when you think about this, it's going to be in two different categories. You're going to have your demographics and you're going to have what's called psychographics. Demographics are these things: age, race, religion, gender, income, marital status, location. I think education and occupation. Okay? Those things are your demographics. All of those things you should have an answer to. So you should know all of those things that I just listed about your ideal customer. Okay? Next, you're going to get into your psychographics. So psychographics, you want to get into the psyche of the person who you are selling to. Okay? So you want to know, for example, what social media platforms are they on? Do they use TikTok and Snapchat? Are they on Twitter? Or are they on Instagram? Are they on Facebook? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Pinterest? What do they use? How do they use social media? What platforms are they using to engage? And then once they're on those platforms, who do they follow? So what influencers are they following? What type of music do they listen to? What are their hobbies? What are their interests? What do they like to do in their free time? Okay? You need to know these things about the people. What is their motivation to make a purchase? Like what motivates them to buy something? Is it because they're watching YouTube and their favorite influencer said that they needed this lip gloss? Like what makes them tick? What are their considerations when they're purchasing? Is it the cost of the product that they're considering? Because maybe they don't make a lot of money. Maybe they make minimum wage, so they are pinching their pennies, and so the price of a product really matters to them. Or do they make $100,000 a year and the price doesn't really mean as much to them? They care more about the quality. Or maybe they want something that's exclusive that a bunch of other people don't have. Maybe exclusivity matters. Maybe they want a personalized shopping experience, right? So you have to figure out your customer. You have to get into their mind. Figure out what would stop them from purchasing, okay? What will keep them loyal? Maybe if you had some sort of like rewards program, or maybe if you offered some sort of like affiliate program where they can actually earn money for referring people to your website. Okay? You need to figure out like everything about that person. The best way that I found is to interview people who fit your criteria. Okay? If you're selling to somebody like yourself, interview yourself. If you have your best friend and y'all are very similar, right? You guys have the same interests and all that kind of stuff. And somebody like you or your best friend, or like you and your cousin or somebody like that, interview your best friend and ask those questions. Who do you follow on Instagram? What social media platforms do you use? Another one is, when you're making purchases online, where are you making your purchases from? Are you on your phone? Are you on a tablet? Are you on a desktop? Like where do you make your purchases from? Like how do you like to shop? Do you prefer to shop on the laptop or your desktop, or do you prefer to shop on your phone? Like how do you make most of your purchases? Because that's going to make a big difference. If you have an audience that says, oh, I make all my purchases on my phone. But when you're building your website, then you know that you need to optimize your website to make sure that it works well on mobile. You might not care about how it looks on desktop. You want to make sure you have an attractive website on the mobile view. Right? So you need to get into the psychographics of your target audience. And like I said, I would interview someone who fits the profile of the type of person you're going to cater to, and you write those things down, and then you'll know. So that way, because I know people when they first start, they try to be on all the platforms. Like they on Twitter, they on Instagram, they have a Snapchat. Now they're trying to get on TikTok, they on Facebook. There are all these different places, and they're spreading themselves very, very thin. Versus if you like talk to some people that are in your target audience and ask them, they would be like, I really only use Instagram, or I use Instagram and Snap. But I don't buy nothing off of Snap though. I only purchase stuff from people off of Instagram. I don't really look at people on Snapchat to buy something from. Right? Or they're like, oh, I be on TikTok, but I don't really be on TikTok, on TikTok trying to buy nothing. When I be seeing them ads on TikTok, I skip past it. Right? So you want to know all of those things. Have you ever purchased anything based on the ad that popped up on TikTok? No. What about Snapchat? No. On Instagram? Yeah. Facebook? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You want to know those things. So ask those questions. So that's your target audience. Next and last is your differentiating features. Differentiating features is how you're going to make yourself stand out from amongst the crowd. A lot of people feel like a lot of different categories or markets are saturated, right? So people come to me all the time like, I want to sell hair, but it's saturated. I want to sell lashes, but it's saturated, and all this kind of stuff. But you have to figure out what differentiates you from everybody else. So for like example, what I see a lot right now, as far as lashes are concerned, I see a lot of people doing like the very super long, like 25 millimeter mink lashes that are super big, like you blink and it's hitting your eyebrows, like type of lashes. And that's fine. But what about women who want to wear lashes every day? Like, what if they work in an office? That, like, you could literally cater to business women. And I bet you there's more women in that category who want to wear lashes, that want to give a little lift to their eye, but they don't want to do too much. They don't want to be too dramatic. So they need work lashes. Okay? They need work lashes. Or they need work wigs. So maybe you don't cater to the girl who has 40-inch bundles. Maybe you cater to women and they buy bundles between like 18 and 22 inches because that is more manageable for them at work. Maybe you don't do the green, pink, orange, blue, ombre colored wigs, and you do the more natural wigs for women who are wearing these wigs every day to go to work. Right? So maybe you have a different type of clientele. So what is going to make you different? It's going to be your customer service that's going to make you different, right? Some things with customer service could be the differentiating factor. The number one thing I hear from people, and I see it all the time, is that I don't know where my package is at. I placed my order and I haven't gotten no updates from this company. Well, if you installed an application on your Shopify site that provides automatic updates to customers once you've shipped out a product, that would eliminate that problem. Well, if you added a page on your Shopify site that had a tracker that the customer could put their tracking information in, and they could check where their package is at, you would eliminate that. You would eliminate all the emails about where is my package. And you would differentiate yourself from your competition because you have automatic tracking. And that's a feature that you could talk about. That's a selling feature. All of our tracking information is updated automatically, and you will get a text message to sign up for our opt-in for text messaging, and you will get text alerts letting you know where your package is at. There's even a service called Mark right now, and I'm going to cover it. I'm going to do a video on Mark, but it literally allows you to record yourself packaging up the customer's product, putting it in a box, putting it on the label, and that clip of you packaging the customer's product goes to the customer. And how helpful will that be for you when people do fraud claims? with PayPal or whomever and say that it's fraudulent or the package was never shipped or whatever. You can show not only that you packaged it up and put it in and the product was in good condition, and here's the label that you put on there with the tracking number, right? It'll protect you. So you can use that as a feature. You can display that as a feature on your store, that you are going to get a video of me packaging up your product for you. Like, how amazing is that? So there's so many different things that you can do to differentiate yourself from your competition. You totally can. It will take you researching. Go to your competition's Instagram feed and see what you can do better. Go to their website and see if the layout could be better, or if your policies could be better, or if information could be more clear, or purchase something from them. Purchase something small. Purchase a little $10, $15 product from them just to see what the customer experience is with your competition. And say, okay, this and this happened, or this didn't happen. Oh, I can do this better. So that's how you determine what you're going to do different from your competition. What features, what things do you offer that other people don't? Or what do you do better than everybody else? And then when you figure that out, then you push and promote that. I'm a stickler for customer service. I'm very responsive. We will get back to you within 12 hours, within 24 hours. We will respond to you. Okay? So those are the differentiating features. So you need to figure out, research what's going to set you apart, but it will take you researching your competition. So I would write down, at least 3 to 5 boutiques that are competitors of yours, and go and study their websites, go and look at their layouts, look at what works well, what doesn't work well, and even purchase from a couple of them to see what their process is and what your experience was with them. And then say, okay, I can make this process better this way. I don't really like how their stuff was packaged. Their stuff smelled funny. You feel what I'm saying? So like, for instance, like one of the things with people who sell clothes, and a lot of people don't ever talk about this, is the smell. When you get stuff from warehouses, you never know what's in those warehouses. People be cooking, they smoke, exhaust smells, chemicals. It's so much stuff going on with the products, and you don't know where they're at. And so one of the things I used to get complaints of from people was that, oh, my clothes smell funny, or they smell like smoke. And I knew it had nothing to do with me, because my clothes is completely separate from everything in a whole different room. There's no reason, there's nothing that I did to cause it to smell weird, right? So what did I start doing? I started putting a fabric sheet, like a dryer sheet, inside of my packages. So I would literally just go to the Dollar Tree and buy the fabric softener sheets, the dryer sheets, right? I would cut the dryer sheets into 4 pieces, right? 4 little squares, and I would put one of the little squares inside of the package. Because I would get these little plastic bags that I would fold my clothes up and have them inside the plastic bag. So I would put the dryer sheet inside of the plastic bag as I was folding the clothes, so it would be in the clothes. And so I stopped getting complaints about the smell. As a matter of fact, people start saying, oh, my clothes came smelling so good. You could do something like that for your clothes as well. You can hang a little potpourri satchel on there. You can spray, I wouldn't spray perfume, but maybe like a essential oil on a card that goes in the package, so everything smells good when the customer get it. There's so many things that you can do to differentiate yourself. But that's what I did for me. It eliminated that issue of people saying their clothes didn't smell good, right? And then it turned into, oh my God, my clothes smell so good. I appreciate you putting that dryer sheet in there. My clothes smell so good and fresh when I got it. So anyway, that's pretty much it. So you just want to make sure you stand out from the crowd. So that's pretty much everything. If you're interested, a lot of what I covered in this series, I walk you through in the Ultimate Boutique business plan template. And so if you're interested in that, I will link that below. It's available on my website along with the brand board and mood board that I also showed in previous videos in this branding series. So again, if you have gotten any value from this, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye.